sleeping as we fly. I'm holding very tight. I'm riding in the midnight blue. I'm finding I can fly so high above with you. Suddenly swooping low on an ocean deep, rousing up a mighty monster from his sleep. We're walking in the air, we're dancing in the midnight sky, and everyone who sees us greets us as we fly.
What a beautiful video that is. As are the others you just saw. Now, these are a few examples of what educators, professionals, and children themselves have chosen as some of the best in children's video. And in this program, we're going to look at scenes from more of the best and suggest various kinds and categories of videos that your children might enjoy. We're also going to hear from knowledgeable people who've spent a lot of time thinking about what goes into a quality video and how to choose the best. The choice is not limited to what you see displayed in the children's section of video stores. We're all familiar with the great shows from Disney, Sesame Street, but the options are far broader than you might have imagined. Some outstanding videos for children might not be immediately recognizable. Others may only be available in library video collections. And some of the best may be in the store but hidden away between better-known programs. You have to know what to look for before you go in. There's a lot to choose from. Thousands of videos already available, and about 200 new videos being released every month. So how do you, the parent or caregiver, find the ones that are right for your children?
这是什么？
We want video that appeals to a child's sense of imagination and wonder. We want video to be an interactive and learning experience for a child. We want them to laugh, to ask questions, to be amazed, to have a sense of enrichment in their life.
Quality is something that the whole family wants to see. I find that terrific children's television is really terrific for almost everybody. I think the wonderful thing about video compared to television that we've been stuck with for so long is that it gives the parents control It gives children more choice. If you're careful about what you choose, it's commercial free, and that it can be a conduit to books if you use it right. It's a question of having enough choice for that very diverse age group, which is children, maybe 2 to 12, which is the most diverse 10-year period in human development.
Where's the fire? There isn't any fire. It's only a little monkey.
You fooled the fire department.
Most of us don't know what's available. We see what's in the home video store, and too often it's the same programs you can see on television, mixed in with a few mass marketing tapes, which are really not bad. I mean, Disney is not terrible. It's just that all Disney is not a balanced diet.
To create a balanced diet in video viewing, think of videos in 2 general categories, fiction and nonfiction, just like books. The fiction category includes folk tales, fairy tales, drama, and Hollywood-produced action-adventure, science fiction, and fantasy. The best in fiction videos are as fascinating for grown-ups as for kids. And when grown-ups are careful about which programs they choose for their children, viewing them together can be an entertaining, fun family activity.
Boy, you're lucky. That looks like so much fun.
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of this thing. Watch this.
You big bag of wind, hollered Bill, show me what you can do. Yeah! Ha ha! Bill had the ride of his life on that twister. The 2 of them bucked and rolled and clawed so hard they dug out the Grand Canyon. Bill tried to knock out the cyclone by riding into a mountain, but that twister just ripped off the mountaintop and rolled on through.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Key. You gotta use your key. Put it in.
Timothy, you're in your pajamas. It's 20 degrees out here. You'll catch your death.
Let's look at some outstanding nonfiction videos. This category includes programs that introduce young viewers to the world around them. Toddlers and preschoolers will enjoy programs about animals, songs and games, things they see, things they do, and who they are.
Hi there, head, and how are you? And thank you for the things you do.
For all the stuff you think about and all the problems you work out.
Thank you very much.
And to the parts I have missed, like my elbow and my wrist.
To the part of me that sings.
To those 2 5-fingered things that I can wave and hold and touch. I thank you very much.
See the rabbit? Hello, rabbit. Rabbits have long ears.
3 tree.
3 fish in a tree. Fish in a tree? How can that be?
Late last night, while you were asleep, someone put some flippers on your feet. Swimming through the ocean in your scuba gear. Swimming through the ocean, hope there are no sharks here.
Nonfiction for older children includes programs in science, art, music, dance, travel to foreign lands, even cooking and juggling.
Nylon scarves are the best way to learn how to juggle because it slows the whole process down. You have a lot of time to think about every throw. They're colorful, they're slow moving, you can think about what you're doing, and you can take your time.
You can use the drawing alphabet to help you make anything you want to. Even something as complicated as this pirate ship with masts and sails and decorations.
Ready, spine. Bounce. Knees. Bounce. Breathe.
One of the most exciting categories in children's video is adaptations from books. These include both animated and live-action videos based on outstanding children's books. And these videos can often help children develop an interest in reading.
Hello, I've brought you a new student. He's never been to school. Oh, come on, don't be bashful.
Look, a moose. Now, quiet, class, quiet. Can you believe it? Hello, my name is Miss Fine. What's your name?
My name is Morris.
You'll have to speak up. We can't hear you.
Well, my name is Morris!
When he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once.
Ichabod cast a look behind, hoping to see the ghostly horseman vanish in a flash of fire and brimstone. Instead, he saw the goblin rising in his stirrups, in the very act of hurling his head at him. Ichabod tried to dodge, but too late. It hit him with a tremendous crash!
It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. The animals huddled in their berths and were frightened.
We prefer, for the most part, not exclusively, but for the most part, to use videos that are based on children's literature that we already think is high quality, for several reasons. One reason is because, frankly, it means that the quality of the content, as long as the video is done competently, is probably going to be high quality. Another reason is because we're very concerned with involving the kids in books. The problem is not that they don't watch enough video. The problem is that they, for the most part, they're not involved enough with books and reading, which is not the same as watching something on video. The parents probably care, but they're not around to enforce any control. So you'll have 5-year-olds watching very realistic, I guess, and disgustingly realistic horror films. And I feel that's a serious problem because I believe what you take in, especially when you're young, affects how you develop. What do you think? Do small people sometimes help big people? And is that good for small people or bad for small people? Well, let's watch and find out, see what we think. It's Dr. DeSoto by William Steig.
Dr. DeSoto, the dentist, did very good work, so he had no end of patients.
In the beginning of my career, I started by adapting children's books that were drawn by written and drawn by famous illustrators. William Steig, in the case of this book, Dr. DeSoto, had illustrated the book. He drew the pictures, he wrote the story. The illustrations are part of the story. The film has to look like these illustrations. It has to be a moving version of this book. Now I'm more interested in taking stories without illustrations and finding what's appropriate to each individual story. With the film The Red Shoes, I've gone to Hans Christian Andersen's original writing. We tried to update the fairy tale a bit, taking from this version of the story a script, which we updated to 1990. This is a modern urban tale, basically about dark-skinned children who come from poor area. We toured the poor area and saw that it involved a lot of orange and red and yellow. These are the colors that they had on 110th Street and Park Avenue. So our film has a lot of orange and red and yellow in it. The best way to take these obviously garish colors and interpret them is to go to other artists. Degas and Tamayo are artists that use a lot of orange and red and yellow, and we interpret them a la Degas or Tamayo.
Oh no. Stop that racket. It's much too early for this.
She was not what you'd call a morning person. Her folks used to go crazy trying to get her out of bed and ready for school on time.
Children are being underrated, really. I think we've come to find out that their favorite films are Friday the 13th, Part 17, and Halloween, Part 24. These aren't films that are supposed to be made for the 5 or 6-year-old child who are watching these films. Cartoons shouldn't be talking down to the kids. Smurfs are Smurfs, and I guess they're supposed to be appreciated, but I think they're what adults think children want to see, and rather than what kids really want to see. Most of the kids I know don't want to see Smurfs. They're interested in good stories, and they're interested in being entertained, and this may mean being scared, or it may mean laughing, but that's what they want, and it's the same thing I want when I see a film.
It seems a story well told is a story everyone can enjoy. But where do we find it? The best is not always available in the usual places. Perhaps the most important source for the best in children's video is the local public library. Most libraries have video collections, and children's videos are the fastest growing part of those collections. The library is the ideal place to start exploring good videos for children. Videos selected for inclusion in library collections have been carefully screened and chosen for excellence. The librarians themselves are trained professionals, ready and willing to help with recommendations. Choosing the best in children's video has become such a talked about topic that there are now reviews in many major newspapers and consumer magazines. There are also newsletters, parenting magazines, and library publications that rate the many new and old children's video releases using a variety of criteria, such as suitability, quality of production, and accuracy of information. These publications review not only low-priced videos available for sale in video stores, but also more expensive videos produced for schools and libraries. Many of these will only be available at your local branch library. They include some of the very best children's videos ever made, and they deserve the time it may take to find them.
I'd rather marry the devil than marry him.
He isn't even human. I'd rather burn in hell than marry anything as ugly as that.
But he is human, honey. He told me so himself. But I promised him.
Father, I'd like to meet this man.
Let's go out and meet him, honey. bearskin. He's a very kind man.
Ah, you got a cavity. Oh, we don't. Look at you.
You stop that right then. Stop, you two. Stop. Look at you. You are a mess.
Mom.
Sometimes I just don't know.
Mom, I'm having a terrible, horrible,
Come on.
no good, very bad day. Did you hear me? I told everybody what kind of a day I was having. No one even answered.
Film and video are very useful techniques to assist parents in entering conversations with their children. It's very often difficult for a parent to talk about something that is a charged issue that they haven't discussed before, especially if the relationship hasn't been based on that type of openness.
All right now, let's get this all straight. Your parents don't like you anymore, I was wondering, last I heard, they loved you two to pieces. Did you do something to make them mad?
Yeah, breathed. They don't care about us at all. Yesterday when I was watching Benji for Mama for a minute, I fell all the way off the top of the refrigerator and...
Wait a minute. What were you doing on top of the refrigerator?
I was getting a cupcake. That's where Mama keeps him hid. And I fell all the way off, and I hit my head and everything. But Benji starts crying just because I woke him up. And Mama comes in and holds him.
I think that if parents spend time with their children in selecting the media presentations that they see, whether they're on television or whether it results from going to the local library and choosing a movie to see, or going to the local video store and choosing a movie to see, it will have a very important result on the relationship between the parent and the child. The parent learns something about the child because the parent then is able to see what types of things the child is interested in. In the same manner, the child learns something about the parent in receiving some cues about the appropriateness of different materials. And that appropriateness is based upon parental direction. And that's true for all age of child.
Molly, aren't you in row 1?
That's not a pilgrim. It's Russian or foreigner or something. Weird.
She did make the right kind of doll. She's beautiful, Molly. But she isn't dressed like a pilgrim.
She's dressed like me when I did the dancing in Russia.
Perhaps you didn't understand. She's supposed to be dressed like a pilgrim.
Mama said...
What? Tell me what she said. Go ahead.
She said that she's pilgrim and Papa is pilgrim and...
And what?
I am pilgrim.
Quiet, children, please. Did you say a pilgrim, Molly?
Mama came here for freedom because in Russia it's very hard to be Jewish. So she says she is a pilgrim. And I am pilgrim. Okay? Okay.
When I first read Molly's Pilgrim, I thought about how I felt as a child transferring from one community to another. I traveled a lot as a child, and I was frequently in a new school. I was frequently the newest person in the school, and I was always without friends. So it was that feeling of aloneness and being the outsider about Molly which appealed to me. So I look for universality. I also look for humor, and I look for a bit of pathos, a bit of something that will perhaps make a child care enough to cry or care enough to fight back a tear.
If a video is well produced, it can engender thought, reflection, new ways of seeing a problem. But a lot of family communication centers on just having fun together. And just by looking outside the children's section, you can discover shelves full of videos that might interest the whole family. How about Charlie Chaplin? Some of those great Hollywood musicals.
I'm Giacomo, Giacomo, my fame before me rings, the king of jesters and jester of a king.
There are even some experimental films that challenge young people to think in new ways about themselves and the world they live in. Okay, but let's say you walk into a video store and you don't already know what you want to get. How are you supposed to know which ones to pick out? While you can't really judge a video by its box, there are some clues to look for. As we already know, some of the best programs are book-based, and that will be mentioned on the box. If the video is an award winner, you'll find that mentioned on the box as well. And some companies and producers have gained a reputation for consistently high-quality work. And these companies will usually have packaging that follows an easily recognized graphic style. So you could look for more titles in that style box.
And if I were going to say something to parents about what they should do as their children watch television, it would be to talk with them about what it is they see. Don't just have them sit there and look at television in a kind of passive way. But let's have some conversation, even during and at the end of it, certainly. Let's go back over it for fun. Let's not make it a homework assignment.
In my wonderful future world, children's television on that screen will be as diverse as the material in a good children's library, and that it'll be as available for free as books are in a library. It will reach the needs of all the age groups involved, which is a very diverse collection of age groups. It'll be fiction and nonfiction. There'll be the third grade kind of story about Martin Luther King and the high school biography of Martin Luther King, just like you can find on the shelves. In this wonderful new world of video, parents won't worry so much about children spending time in front of that box.
And that's the whole point. To think about the options we have as grown-ups for introducing our children to new ideas and interests. Choosing the best for your child is an expression of love, a way of connecting through carefully produced programs that help them think and grow. And you never know what might happen when you choose the best in children's video. You might just find yourself singing along.
Food in my belly, love in my family. All I really need is a song in my heart and love in my family. And I need the rain to fall, and I need the sun to shine, to give life to the seeds we sow, to give the food we need to grow. All I really need is a song in my heart and love in my family. Play it now, Mitchell. All I really need is a song in my heart, food in my belly, and love in my family. All I really need is a song in my heart and love in my family. And I need some clean water for drinking. Yes, I need some clean air for breathing, so that I can grow up strong, take my place where I belong. All I really need is a song in my heart and love in my family. All I really need is a song in my heart, food in my belly, and love in my family. All I really, really need is a song in my heart and love in my family. Love in my family. Come on now, let me hear you sing love. And sisters, love.